I'm often asked, how much should I rebound? And there is no fixed answer to that. It really depends. It depends if you're a beginner or if you're more advanced in rebounding. It depends the level of fitness you have. It depends if you have any physical issue where you have to pay attention to. So what I recommend is for really beginners, or for the elderly, they start really very conservatively with 2-minute segments, and they can do these 2-minute segments as often as they want. So for instance, 3 or 5 times 2 minutes. That gives you a nice time of rebounding already. And then from there you can build up, or for any point where you start. Let's say you start with 5 minutes, at a segment of 5 minutes, then you can build up from there. So I would recommend that you every week you change it by 3 minutes, till you arrive at the limit which you want to do by rebounding per day. Most of the people are doing about 20 minutes per day, which is really, really good. If you do 20 minutes per day, you will really feel the difference in your body after 2 weeks of rebounding. And so that's what I would say for that. And the other thing is how often we are rebounding. There has been done a lot of research about movement lately, and they all found out that we really need to move the whole day, not only one time per day, or one time, two times a week, going to a gymnast club and doing our exercises. Movement is considered like having water. So you don't drink water just one time per day or 3 times per week. You just need to have it every hour, every second hour. The body just needs to live, and the body is a moving thing, and there are a lot of functions in our body which really rely on the fact that we are moving. One is, of course, the lymphatic system, and another day we will go into detail into the lymphatic system, and you will learn all about that. Another thing is, you learned yesterday, we need this movement for our spine, for the discs in our spine to stay healthy, to be nourished. We need the up and down movement. So that is all. These are all things which you really need to give to the body more than once a day. And of course, there are a lot of us who are working in offices, and probably not everybody can take his rebounder to work. And so you can do some exercises before you go in the morning, and when you come back, that's already quite nice, and then try to do something kind of movement in your noon break, run the staircases up and down, or things like that, or make a little walk outside. You don't need a movement. Is movement. That doesn't mean you need always to be on a rebounder. There are a lot of other forms of movement which you can do. So of course, the rebounding again is a great thing, because it gives us another option of movement, a movement in a vertical way, which we need for certain things in our body, and specifically for the lymphatics, for our cartilage, and also for strong bones. So for those of you who are staying at home or are with their computer and can do a rebound during the day, there are 2 applications which are really nice. One is for the Mac users. It's called Awareness. That is a gong. You just hear it here in the background. It's a nice gong, and you can put the preferences in a way that you get the gong every hour, and then you can use that to remind yourself to go on the rebounder and bounce 3 or 5 or 10 times or more if you have the time at that moment. And the other ones who are Windows users, there is an application which is called Westminster Chime, and this is free. On my website you can find that, the Westminster Chime. And it's also the same way, like the awareness for the Mac users. You can use that one to remind yourself to go on the rebounder. And it is very interesting. I did these tests, and I do them when I have people over here who are taking classes directly with me. When you are just going on the rebounder and only bounce 3 or 5 times, the energy level in your body shifts dramatically, and we can measure that with muscle tests. And it's each time people are completely astonished about that, because you don't think that only 3 times bounce, bounce, bounce makes such a dramatic difference. But that's the reason why I have my rebounder in the middle of the room. So I basically have to walk over it in order to go somewhere. And instead of going around it, I just bounce 3 times. And that gives my body a lot of energy and a lot of flow. So that's how I respond to the questions, how often should I rebound?